What do two toilet visits to cinema and therianthropy have in common? It's Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, today on Tales of the Number Ones with Jonas, Thorell, and Indy Neidell. January 1984. Brunei gains its independence. Wendy's first commercial with Clara Peller saying, "Where's the beef?" premieres. The U.S. establishes full diplomatic relations with the Vatican after nearly 117 years. It's got to be a good story there. And Owner of a Lonely Heart hits number one on January 21st.
January 21st?
Yep.
But this is the first episode of 1984. Why January 21st?
Okay, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonas Thorell, and he has come out of the sauna of reflection.
And you are Indy Neidell.
I am. And anyhow, January 21st, because the song at number one the first 3 weeks of 1984 was already number one at the end of 1983, and it will be covered when we cover 1983.
Right. And what's therianthropy?
Therianthropy is people turning into animals. And for all of you out there, this is the first episode of Tales of the Number Ones, which is exactly what it sounds like. The stories behind the number one Billboard singles. This is season one, and in this season we'll be covering the year 1984. And the first new single to top the U.S. Billboard singles chart is Owner of a Lonely Heart.
By Yes.
Except not. It was not written by Yes, and it was not recorded by Yes, but it's still by Yes.
I'm confused.
Well, I'm going to explain. The song was actually written by South African musician and producer Trevor Rabin in 1979. And apparently it was written beginning to end in one toilet visit. He was living in London at the time, but he moved to LA in 1981. He began working on a possible fourth solo album there and sent around his 4-track demo with the song on it. And soon enough got together to do music with Chris Squire and Alan White, formerly of Yes.
Formerly, because Yes no longer existed, having broken up in 1980. Rabin, Squire, and White's project was called Cinema. And by January 1983, they finished much of an album produced by Trevor Horn, who'd been one half of Buggles, who did Video Kill the Radio Star.
Great song, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, Horn had also, after doing that, spent a year as a lead singer of Yes.
So wait, two guys from Yes are in the band, and it's produced by another guy from Yes.
No. 3 guys from Yes are in the band because Yes founding member Tony Kaye was on keyboards as well. But still, cinema.
Okay, back to the song.
Right. Apparently, when Rabin was on another toilet break, I know, but this is the story, right? When Rabin was on another toilet break, Horn left Rabin's demo running and heard Owner of a Lonely Heart. He thought the song was a sure hit, but the original lyrics were so bad that he'd need loads of whiz, bangs, and gags over the verse, or else no one would listen to it. It would take 7 months for Horn to finally convince Rabin to change the lyrics.
I mean, how bad could the original ones be?
Well, Horn remembers them as, "You don't want to go dancing, you won't even answer the phone. You're so scared of romancing, everything you do is alone." Rabin did eventually rewrite them, though it was Horn actually who wrote the "Move yourself, you always live your life" part that begins the first verse.
When you hear the song, they still kept the whiz, bangs, and gags.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's like a cool part of the song, right? And according to Questlove from The Roots, Owner of a Lonely Heart is the first time a sample is used as a breakbeat and not as a sound effect. Like, you know that weird middle bit, right? There's a sample of the drum break in Funk Inc.'s Cool Is Back, a cover of an old Kool and the Gang song.
That's groundbreaking, but to be fair, there was sampling used in other ways beyond just his breakbeat, like Depeche Mode in Pipeline from 1983, where they used sound and noise samples they recorded outside as the entire bass of the song.
Oh, the things you learn here, yeah? Anyhow, cinema are still cinema until April 1983, when John Anderson joins the band as singer. He, of course, was former lead singer with Yes. And so now they just said, basically, okay, we're Yes.
So no more cinema.
And it is such a great name, too. But hey, guess what?
What?
Since this song is the only Billboard number one single that any incarnation of Yes ever had, then this is the only episode we will ever talk about them, so you get to give a brief history of Yes.
Yes. Multi-mega huge English progressive rock band, formed in 1968 by Anderson, Squire, Kaye, and Peter Banks and Bill Bruford, though they had a total of 19 members fill their ranks at one point.
Right, 19 members, wow.
First album comes out in 1969, and though it fails to chart, a Melody Maker columnist called Yes and Led Zeppelin the two new bands most likely to succeed. The Yes album and Fragile, both released in 1971, were the first Yes albums respectively to break the UK and US top 10. Tales from Topographic Oceans was their first UK chart-topping album, and fun fact, was the first UK album to ship gold before arriving at retailers.
Okay.
Success continued as the 70s wore on, but by the time of 1978's Tornado, punk was a big thing.
Yeah.
And punk was very, 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 very much against the bloated, self-indulgent dinosaurs of progressive rock like Yes.
The bloated, self-indulgent dinosaurs of progressive rock.
Yep.
That is a great name for a prog band.
Tornado still went platinum, and the tour was a huge success.
Right.
And according to that totally reliable source, Wikipedia, concerts were performed in the round with a revolving central stage that cost £50,000 and a 360-degree sound system above that.
50,000 pound stage, 360-degree sound system. I totally understand the bloated, self-indulgent part now. Yeah?
Yep. From then on, there were membership changes and directional changes, and though 1980's Drama peaked at the UK at number 2, in March 1981, it was announced that Yes no longer exists.
But they do again exist with their 11th studio album, 90125, released November 1983, and lead single, Owner of a Lonely Heart, released in October and climbing to number 1 in January 1984.
Why 90125?
It was produced by Brenda and Brandon Walsh. No, the name is just its catalog number, right? The album hit number 5 in the States and number 16 in the UK, but with over 3 million copies sold in just the US, it is their biggest selling album. A lot of the sales were driven by the video for the song, which was on heavy rotation on MTV.
It was a pretty daring video and extremely conceptual for 1984 videos with all of the therianthropy going.
Therianthropy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's also cool that the first verse is just the band playing the song live, and then it stops, and the whole song starts from the beginning again after everybody turns into animals, and then comes the actual weirder storyline.
I wonder a few things about that video.
And I wonder a few things about progressive rock.
Quick then, to the sauna of reflection.
The sauna of reflection.
How come all these great or groundbreaking prog bands from the 70s turn into total corporate rock bands in the 80s? Yes, Genesis, the Alan Parsons Project. What's the story with that? Suppose you could even count Starship as heir to Jefferson's Starship. Wait, Starship hit number 1 with We Built the City on Rock and Roll and Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. Those are 2 of the worst songs in all time in any genre. That means we'll have to cover them one day. Well, thank God it wasn't in 1984.
Anderson turns into a bird. Ellen White turns into a snake. Rabin turns into some kind of lizard. Squire turns into a cat. Are we supposed to think their personalities are like these animals or something? And then they fly to the city, and that guy gets taken by the London KGB or whoever they are. What the fuck is this video about?
The sauna of reflection.
Well, that was nice.
Yep, I feel relaxed.
And that's all for today.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it is not. You see, this is where one of us tells a story of some sort of personal connection to the song or the band at hand. And I have one.
Shoot.
Okay, my big sister Shani, she liked Yes, and she said I should get the album Fragile because it was really good. Well, that's what she said. And it is really good, actually. Thing is, I was like 11 and I didn't have money for an album. So I did what every kid did in the late 70s. I ordered a bunch of albums from the Columbia House Record and Tape Club under a fake name. See, for 1 cent plus $1.85 postage, I still actually remember this. It was 1 cent, stuck it to the thing, plus $1.85 postage. You got 13 albums sent to you all at once if you agreed to buy 8 more over the next 3 years at regular club prices.
Did you ever buy any more?
Well, I never ordered any in the first place.
Okay. Well, what name did you use?
Space Vermin.
Space Vermin.
If Space Vermin, space wasn't spelled like outer space. It was spelled like like S-P-E-I-G-H-S. Space, like, yeah.
Space Vermin.
Space Vermin. I thought it sounded punk.
It does.
So when Columbia eventually wanted money for the 8 more albums,
They did, I'm sure.
yeah, well, yeah, but I just said that no one by that name lives here, and that was that.
And that's what we're ending with today. That moral story.
Nope, we are ending with a word from our sponsor. Owner of a Lonely Heart malt liquor. Move yourself, prove yourself, see yourself, shake yourself with Owner of a Lonely Heart malt liquor. Much better than owner of a broken heart, am I right? Drink it now.
Come back next week for Karma Chameleon.
You can watch the nutty video here, and don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you soon because there's always another number 1.